Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, and today I am decluttering my bronzers, my blushes, and my highlights. So these two areas right here consist of my bronzers, blushes, and highlights. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how successful we're gonna be today. We might not declutter anything because I kind of did a little bit of a declutter earlier. So yeah, but there's still some things I think I might wanna get rid of. So before we get into this video, like I always want to do, I want to tell you guys thank you so much for deciding to click on my video and coming over to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe to my channel and join the Glam Girl squad. And if you are a returning subscriber, well, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel with all of your likes and your comments. They all truly do mean a lot to me. So let's get into this video. And you are not seeing my face because I literally just woke up and said, let's film. So I do not look presentable at all, but I'm gonna take all of this out and we will go through it. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with bronzers because I can tell you now, I'm not getting rid of any of my bronzers, and it's the smallest section that I have. So all of my bronzers truly consist right here. So starting with the Guerlain, the terracotta bronzer, I truly enjoy this bronzer. Sorry if I'm blinding you. I have the shade 05, and first of all, I love how this bronzer smells. It smells so good. Like, if they could make this smell into a fragrance, I would wear it. But I like how this is, it gives me a nice like slight shimmer, and this definitely is a more warm, not orangey, but definitely leans more warm of a bronzer. So I'm keeping this one. I'm trying to use it more often because it is a really nice bronzer. I was sent this Kevyn Aucoin bronzer. This is the Neo bronzer in the shade Sun Deep. This is also a really pretty one, and I like the gradient of a bronzer here. So I primarily, when I want a bronze, I'll go with this side of the bronzer, and then I'll use this side as a highlight, and they both work really nice and complementary to my skin tone. Here is the Becca bronzer. This is the Sunlit bronzer in the shade Ipanema Sun. This is a beautiful bronzer as well. I think Becca does powders. I think that's probably the best thing that they create. So I really enjoy this one. This is a nice neutral bronzer, which if you don't know, neutral bronzers are my favorite type of bronzers. So I really, really enjoy this one. Once again, I'm like looking through all these bronzers and I'm like, I need to use these more because I've been stuck on 2 bronzers for probably 5 months straight. So I have 2 from Cashapp. They sent me their bronzers in the shade Deep and Medium. And any reviews that I have done already, I will go ahead and link them in the cards and link them down below. So this is the shade Medium. This is the shade Deep. Medium, so both of these bronzers are more of a glowy bronzer. So they definitely have some shimmer to them. Not shimmer to where you can actually see the particles on your face, but you will see the glow. It's really beautiful. I like to use these as like an enhancer to a matte bronzer that I'm gonna put down. You can wear them alone because I have done it before, but I think they would be beautiful to top on a matte bronzer. So the shade Medium definitely is only wearable by me if I don't have a tan, because it is more light and it more so looks like a highlight on me. The shade Deep definitely is deeper in tone, but it does pull more red on the skin. So when I do use this one, I go in with a light hand so it doesn't look like I'm sunburned. But I think they're really beautiful. My only gripe with these is the smell. Like I mentioned before, it kind of smells like chicken grease. Here's a bronzer by Sonia Cashapp. This is in the shade Goddess. This is the Chic Luminosity bronzer in the shade 40. And I actually purchased this off of Amazon because Rokel from Rokel Beauty, he is Beyonce's makeup artist. He actually says that this is his favorite bronzer to use on his clients. And so I was like, well, I must get it. And I'll be honest, I think I just tested it on my skin one time. So I need to actually use this more so I can provide more feedback. But it is a glowy bronzer. Kind of looks like a highlight, if you will. But he says that he uses it kind of like how I just described using the Cashapp one, topping it, putting this on top of a matte bronzer to give like a beautiful glow to the skin. So keeping this one, I'm going to use it more and then I'll give you all my feedback. This bronzer is by Chantecaille. This is the Real Bronze in the shade Goa. And this bronzer is nice. Definitely a little light, but it works for my complexion. more of a neutral bronzer, which I like, I really enjoy. And I've only used this bronzer a handful of times, so I do need to use it more. But the formula is really nice. This is more of like a baked formula of a bronzer. So this one is nice. I just need to use it more. Because the reason why I have not used any of those bronzers really consistently in the past 5 or 6 months is because I've been head over heels in love with these. So this is the Gucci bronzer. I wear the shade 04. Y'all, everything about this bronzer is just everything. I love the color of the bronzer. This also does leave just a slight glow to the cheeks, but I like that it's not overly glowy. So it leaves more of just like a slight glow. I love the color of this bronzer. It works really nice against my complexion. Definitely it's more warm. So this is beautiful on the skin when you do want to add more warmth to the skin. Can we talk about this packaging though? I mean, come on. I love me some Tiffany blue. And when I saw this, I was like, even if I can't make this work, I just want it to work because I love the packaging. Haven't used the brush that came with it, and I won't because I just want to keep it. But I love, 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 love this bronzer. Love it. And then my absolute favorite bronzer, I'm not even going to talk about this too much because at this point, I feel like a broken record. Like, I'm sick of myself talking about this Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, but I have to. This is my favorite shade. This is the shade Tan. This works beautifully against my complexion. I also have this shade Medium, and for medium, I use it much less because it is lighter, and if I'm tan, this is not going to show up on me, but I will use this as a nose contour. It works well for that, or if I want like just a slight bronze on the skin. But this formula of this bronzer is literally the formula of her airbrush powder. I mean, it is the silkiest bronzer that I own. So I have the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer in the shade Tantastic, and I actually might declutter this one. This one is, should I declutter it or not? This one is very light. I can actually make it work though when I don't have a tan. And it more so pulls like a contour because it is so neutral and it is so light. But I heard so many people raving about this bronzer for years and I wanted it. And so when this shade slightly showed up on me, I bought it. And I did use it at one point a lot. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but I do have like a nice little dent in it. So at one point I did use this a lot, but I don't think I've reached for this one all year except for when I do swatch comparisons. So I don't know. I think I might declutter this one. I don't know. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. And then the last bronzer that I have is by Tom Ford. So this is another bronzer where I was like, I have to get this. I don't care if it's not going to work for me or not, because I just really wanted it based on the packaging. And like, anybody who reviews any type of luxury makeup has a Tom Ford bronzer. So I wanted it. So this is in the shade 0T Terra. And if I'm being dead honest, this really does not show up on me like it shows, but it does not show up on me like a bronzer. It shows up on me like more so of a contour. And if I'm too tan, it just does not work, which is why you all have not really seen me use this at all. But am I going to give it up? I am not. I sure am not. I'm going to keep it. I do like the formula of this bronzer. I love the packaging. Like, it just screams luxury. So I'm not getting rid of this, but I cannot wear this bronzer like I really want to. If this were even just slightly deeper, I would wear this a lot more, like a lot more. It would be basically in rotation with my Charlotte Tilbury and my Gucci bronzer if this shade were just a tad deeper, just a tad deeper. But with what we're looking at right now, it doesn't really work. But you know what? Like I said, I'm keeping it. So that's that. So like my highlighters that have a bronzer in it. So first, Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is in the shade Medium Deep. And this is okay. This is definitely not a purchase that I would say that you need to have. This was another one that like everybody was raving about this palette, and more so raving about the light palette. And I knew that particular shade wouldn't work for me. This is nice. Like, I'm not saying that it's not nice, but it definitely isn't a bronzer powder that I reach for a lot. Now, I really do enjoy this highlighter. It's like a peachy gold type of highlighter. Really, really pretty on the skin. And this bronzer does show up on me. Shows up more so like a contour. Because it is cooler in complexion. This is nice. I definitely wouldn't recommend it like as a must-have, but if you are interested in it, and especially if you love Charlotte Tilbury product, I would say get it. I'm not disappointed that I have it, but I would never repurchase it. But I am going to keep it though. The Natasha Denona Tan Bronze and Glow palette, she's not going anywhere. I mean, actually, well, since I'm here, I might as well talk about all of them. I love all of these face palettes that she came out with, and I have all of them, and I will buy every one that she comes out with unless I literally cannot wear it because it's just white. But I love them. So this is a Tan Bronze and Glow. Highly recommend this one if you are of a deeper complexion. Here's the Love Glow one. Just stunning. I know a lot of people didn't really like it, but I loved it. I think it's beautiful. The first one that she came out with the Bloom Blush and Glow. This is when it all started, and I fell in love with these. And then her most recent one is the Bronze Cheek one. Out of the four, this is my least favorite, simply because it is the lightest one. So every shade does work on me, which is nice. But I'm not really a fan of these new formulas that she came out with, especially these two right here. They're just extremely soft, and so they're extremely light on the skin. And color-wise, they are extremely light. Ironically, this shade shows up better on my skin than this one does. But I still like it, still enjoy it. But I would prefer her to stick with the formula that she has in these than this one. So keeping all of these because I truly, truly love them. On to Hourglass. So I purchased this one. This is the Ambient Lighting Volume 3 palette. And I should probably declutter this because I really don't use it. Like, I mean, I think this came out in 17 and I bought it. I have used it, obviously. You can see that I've used it. But when I do use it, I can only wear these shades. And then I can wear this highlighter shade. And then these are, you know, her finishing powders. This bronzer, yeah, can't wear that at all. Like, part of me wants to get rid of it, and then part of me wants to keep it. I don't know. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. But in all honesty, do I really use it? Absolutely not. I don't. Here's the new Ambient Lighting Edit Sculpture palette. So this is the one that she just came out with for this holiday. And this bronzer I could actually wear as a bronzer, which I'm really happy about. It actually shows up on the skin. These are her two finishing powders. Like, every shade in this palette actually works. So this is one that I'm gonna keep, but this will be the last ambient lighting palette that I purchased from Hourglass until they can make one that is truly for deeper complexions. This is the mini Sculpture Unlocked one, and this one I'm gonna keep as well. I can make all of these shades work. This bronzer shade is actually lighter than the bronzer shade in the new Sculpture palette. But I really do like the colors in this one. So I'm going to keep these two. But like I said, I won't be repurchasing anymore because it's just a waste of money when I know that more than likely all the shades are not going to work. Oh, I forgot about these. These are contour powders. So these are from Kaleidos. They sent me their new contour powders and I still have not reviewed them. So if you're interested in them, let me know. This is the one, this is the one in Warm Deep, and it broke. So I'm going to be quite careful with this. But this is the one in Warm Deep. So they have a highlighting powder and then two bronzer contour powders that are different shades. So you really can get a full look with them. This is the one in Cool Light. So this is one for lighter complexions. So once again, powder, contour, bronzer shade right here. And then this is the one for warm and medium skin. So like my complexions would use this one. So once again, powder, contour, bronzer. So keeping them, but I have not used them yet, so I can't give you any feedback on it. Definitely loving my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow. Ooh, this highlighter is beautiful. I love this highlighter. I love the formula. This is her Glow Impact formula. That's also in the Tan Bronze and Glow palette. And the shade is just stunning. I'm not going to swatch all of these because we'd be here forever, but I just love just like the champagne-y goldness of this particular shade. Really, really beautiful. So definitely keeping that. Then I have these 3 highlighters by Lancome. So this one is 01 Shimmering Buff, and this one I have not tried yet. Lancome did send me this one, and it is definitely light. So I don't know if this one will actually show in my complexion. So I can't give you any feedback on it, but I will say the formula of these highlighters are beautiful. Like, I definitely slept on them. This one is 05 Sparkling Pitch. This one I have tried, and it's just gorgeous on deeper complexions, like my skin complexions and deeper. I do feel like this would still work for lighter complexions. I think this is one of those like universal highlighter shades that's really, really beautiful. All right, I'll do a quick swatch. But really, really pretty, really, really pretty. And the formula is just creamy. I mean, that's the best term to describe these Lancome highlighters. And then I purchased this shade. It's 03 Radiant Rose Gold. Oh, this is the one obviously that I use most. Okay, I'll do a quick swatch and I'm done. I'm done. But I love how beautiful and rose gold this one is. So keeping all 3 of them, they're gorgeous. Here we go. Do y'all remember this palette? The Becca and Jaclyn Hill face palette? I'm not getting rid of this at all because I love this palette. So we have got Champagne Pop. Oops, there I go. Champagne Pop, Prosecco Pop, and then these 3 blushes. I think this palette is gorgeous. Like I've mentioned before, I love Becca's formula, and I love these 2 highlighter shades, so not getting rid of this. Plus, I mean, it was truly limited edition, so it's one of those things like I'll keep it until it starts to literally mold over, and then I have to throw it away. This is the new Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. Definitely not getting rid of this. This is a really beautiful shade of highlighter. I like that it has like a pinky goldish hue to it, and it's really beautiful. So keeping this one. This Ciate Dewy Stick is literally a slept-on gem. It makes the skin look so beautiful and wet, and it does have like very fine glitter particles, but what I like about it is that the glitter particles don't, like the sheen of the highlight doesn't fade, and then you're just left with glitter on your face. And I like how just like water-like it looks on the face when the sun hits it. This is one that I definitely wear more in the summer because it's just so complimentary in the sun. Not saying I don't wear it in the winter, but it is like a summer highlight for me. Here's Mava's new highlight. She's beautiful. Highly recommend this one. I love the creaminess of this particular highlighter. Like I mixed it right here, but you can see that it's a really creamy formula. Almost like a cream to powder, almost like a cream to powder. So really like this one. Highly recommend that one. And then recently Chantecaille sent over their new holiday edition of highlighter and lipsticks. Y'all, first of all, look at this packaging. Oh. So this is their Eclat Brilliant Face Powder. It's a highlighter, and I'm here for this luxurious packaging. So I haven't even tried it. I've only looked at it, but this is the outer packaging of it. It's gorgeous, and I am going to do a video on this, so you all can stay tuned for that. And then here's the highlighter. Oh, is it not pretty? Like, I don't even want to touch the highlighter. But it looks beautiful, and it looks like it will definitely show on my complexion. So I'm really excited to try this one. So stay tuned for my review on this and the lipsticks. It's 3 lipsticks. I have these 2 Surratt highlighter sticks. So this is the shade Dior. I've been loving this. I took this with me to Disney World and used it every day that I was there. This, y'all, I cannot wait to film my Surratt video. These are so good. This is the shade Diamante, and I actually haven't tried this one. I think I swatched it, but I haven't worn this one. But this is a gorgeous shade. This is more of like a pinky, like more of a pink base highlighter. But these look so silky on the skin. I can't even, I can't wait to tell y'all about those. So those are a keeper for sure, for sure. Oh, guys, this is the Natasha Denona Glow All Over Glow Face Plus Body Shimmer Powder in 01 Light. I bought this powder, oh, Lord, back in 2016? 17? It was 17. I bought this powder. And I'm debating on if I should give it up because it is light, light, light. But I really enjoyed it at one point. But I think I'm gonna declutter this one. I just don't use it anymore, and it really is light, like light. So I think I'm gonna oh, look at that, my first declutter. Then we have this Pixie by Petra. This is their Delicate Dew Glowy Gossamer Duo, and these highlighters are stunning. Like, I would definitely say high-end quality at a somewhat drugstore price. I feel like Pixie is like, it can be high-end depending on what you get because their prices are not totally drugstore. But I'm keeping this one. I love both of these highlighters. They do show really nicely on the skin, and even this pinky one, it definitely works. It's not too ashy for the skin. And this one is really, really beautiful. So I'm keeping these two. Well, this duo. Charlotte Tilbury's Face Glowgasm palette in the shade Lovegasm. This one, oh, I beat her up and I still love her. Love every shade. This bronzer shade definitely is lighter on the skin, and I mean I have to apply like multiple layers to get it to show up. But every other shade in the palette is so beautiful and scrumptious on the cheeks. I think it's now gone. If you didn't get your hands on it, I'm so sorry. But if it's not gone, I would recommend that one for sure from Charlotte. One of my favorite products from her. And then this Becca Chrissy Teigen palette. Never getting rid of this. This is like the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette, but even better because I actually still use this one to this day. This shade of highlighter, Beach Nectar, is one of my favorite highlighters to this day because it is the perfect combination of like pink and gold. Ugh, it is so stunning. I love this palette. I think it finally is gone. It was limited edition for so long, but it stayed on the market forever. That palette, I'm telling you, that's another palette that it's gonna have to have literal mold on it before I throw it away because I love it so much. Yeah, these are these Fenty sticks. And I have Yacht Life, and I really like this one. If I'm being honest, I probably should declutter these because this is a really dry formula. But I really do like them color-wise. But these have, I can tell these have dried out. I bought these back in 17. So, I mean, it would make sense that they are kind of more dry, especially when I go to apply them. This is the Pearl highlight that she came out with earlier this year. And this is nice, but I mean, as you can see, really just adds like it just adds a glow to the face. And it's like a very light, like pearlescent pink. It's pretty, but like, I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I used it. And this is the contour stick in the shade Truffle. I don't know. It's like with Fenty, I have a hard time decluttering things from Fenty because it is a brand that I truly do enjoy. But like there are certain products that I really don't use. I'm going to keep them for now because I am not ready to part with them. But I will not purchase any more of the matchsticks. And it may not make it through the next declutter. I'll say that. Two other highlighters that I have to recognize, not getting rid of. So you all, if you've heard me talk about this Pillow Talk highlighter in medium, then you know I ride and die for this shade. Just scrumptious. It's another one of those like rose gold pinky based. It's not pink based, it's more like rose gold type of highlighter. It just looks like a beautiful gloss on the skin. And then one of you guys were so kind and you sent me this glow wand in the shade Goldgasm. I don't have this one. Thank you so much. I've already thanked you. But thank you so much for sending this to me. I was completely shocked and I'm so happy to have this one. I have not used this one yet because I actually just picked it up from the post office this week. But I will be using it very soon. And I'm sure I'm going to love it just the same because I can't get enough of this one right here. So once again, thank you so much for sending it to me. I am just, you did not have to do that. I'm so honored that you even thought to send it to me. Okay, on to this NARS. This is the Orgasm Infatuation palette. I think this came out in 2018, I want to say. And I have loved her. I have loved this shade from NARS. This is the bronzer shade in Laguna, and clearly I've loved it. Love the blush shade in Orgasm, and this is the Orgasm highlighter. I think I'm going to declutter this one though because I don't use it anymore. And I think the packaging is beautiful, but I don't use this one. Here is the Pat McGrath Highlighter Trio. I actually just picked this one up during the most recent VIB sale. It was one of those things where it's like, how can I be a lover of Pat and I don't have this? So I haven't used it yet, but I have used this highlighter shade because it's in the Mothership 7 palette. I think it's beautiful, so I'm very excited to use these two. But totally keeping this one because I just got it and I know I'm gonna love it. A Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold palette. Definitely keeping it. This is beautiful, like beautiful. I got this one on sale for like $30 some, and I was like, yes, I can pay for this now. I'm picking it up. All three of these highlighter shades are beautiful, and I'm definitely keeping that because I love it. I'm trying to rush through these. I'm trying to get through these because I don't want this video to be extremely long. This is a Too Faced Sugar Peach Wet and Dry Face and Eye palette. Y'all, this is one of my favorite palettes. I think I got this one last year during the VIB sale and used this one from like late November. I want to say up until like February of this year, non-stop, like just non-stop. I love every shade in this palette. The ones that I reach for the most, this one, actually all of them, because depending on like what blush I use, if I use like this one or this one, then I would use either this highlighter or this highlighter. This palette is beautiful, and I know when it first came out, it got a lot of love and hype. No one talks about it now, but I was late to the game, so glad I have that one. Here is the Jaclyn Hill, the Flash palette. This is her highlighter palette, and this highlighter palette is really beautiful. The formula of these highlighters actually kind of reminds me of, I would say like a combination of Hourglass highlighters and Becca. Very beautiful. Jaclyn did a great job on this one. These shades do show on my complexion. I had the deeper one and I felt like those shades were too deep, so I took it back and got this one, and I feel like these are like kind of too light, especially like these two over here. These two highlighter shades work really nicely on my skin, but I feel like these two right here are a little like too light. I can make them work. But I'm gonna keep it for now. All of the Fenty highlighters. So I have a good amount of Fenty Diamond Balm highlighters. So this is How Many Carats, which I think this one is still available. I truly enjoy all of my Fenty highlights, so I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm just going to quickly run through them though. Here is Cognac Candy, beautiful as well. This is Trophy Wife. Barely use it, but I got it for free when I put an order in, so keeping that one, but that's like too gold for my liking. And then this one, an Afternoon Snack and Mo Honey. Whoa, a favorite. I used this one a lot when it first came out. This mini one in Sandcastle, it came in a holiday set last year. This is a really beautiful, kind of like almost cool toned highlighter, but it works on deeper complexions, which I think is great. Here is her Glow Powder in the shade 24K. This is, I'm just gonna open it up. I'm hoping none of it spills out. It's very, very, very loose, but this is a beautiful color. I don't use this one a lot because it is so messy, but the color is beautiful. But I like the formula. It does blend nicely into the skin. In the shade Hollow at Me. This was limited edition. It came out last year. Very beautiful on the skin. I have her newest one in Fenty Glow. Yep. And I have this one. Very pretty as well. But really enjoy all of my Fenty highlighters, so not getting rid of any of them. Then I have these highlighters by Range Beauty. They are loose highlighters and they're so, so pretty. So you see a nice like duo shift of color. So this one is pink and gold and it's gorgeous on the skin. And then I have this one, which reminds me a lot of Trophy Wife. So this is in, okay, this one was the shade, let me see, Frosé. And then this is in the shade No Shade. And this reminds me, like I said, a lot of the Trophy Wife highlighter. Less expensive than the Trophy Wife highlighter. But I love the Range Beauty highlighters. They're really, really pretty. My Becca highlighters, love them all, not getting rid of them. So I've got Moonstone. I'll quickly just open them so you can see them. Moonstone, beautiful. And I love that this shade, even though it is light, shows up on deeper complexions, not ashy. So really pretty one. Then I have this one in Topaz. This one is great for deeper complexions because it's a nice, rich, deep gold. And Champagne Pop, which is probably my favorite Becca highlighter. As cliche as that sounds. Oh, I forgot about this bronzer. This is from Too Faced. This is a gingerbread tan bronzer. It came out last year in their holiday collection. Not getting rid of this. This was limited edition. I actually really enjoyed this bronzer a good amount last holiday season. It's light on my skin, but it shows up like it's like a nice light neutral bronzer. So I really enjoyed it, and it did smell like gingerbread. So keeping that. This Dose of Colors, this is the collaboration with Desi and Katie, and this highlight is Chasing the Sun. I've had this since 2017, and I'm not getting rid of it because it is still like such a beautiful shade of like gold. They did such a great job on this one. I wore this one to death at one point, so I'm still keeping it because it is limited edition. I don't think you can buy it now, but I really do still enjoy that shade. Then I have these highlighters by Lila B. So these are their Glisten Plus Glow Skin Illuminators. So this is in the shade Be Enchanting, and although these look light, they're creamy. So first of all, they're cream formulas, and sorry, I keep hitting my ring light. It's a cream formula, so even though it's light, it really melts into the skin, and it gives you a beautiful glow once like blended into the skin. So the one that I use more is this one right here in the shade Be Captivating, because it is warmer in tone, and it just looks so nice on the skin. So I like to wear these when I'm literally putting on no makeup, but I just want to highlight my cheekbones and make them stand out more. I will just pop those on, and they're great for those literal no makeup, but I want to wear makeup type of days. I have this mini Becca bronzer in the shade Opal, and I think I might declutter it. Well, see, I was keeping it around because I do like Becca highlighters, but like I don't reach for it. I think I'm gonna keep it though. It's like I have all the other ones, so I should probably keep this one, right? I told y'all this was not gonna be successful, and I'm not even mad at it. I have this mini one by Jouer. This is in the shade Skinny Dip. I don't think I've even used, I think I used it once on camera, and that's it. But I did like it. I just need to use it more. So I'm gonna keep it. I have this one from Becca. This is in the shade Own Your Light. And this one is pretty. Not my favorite Becca highlighter. The color is a little holographic for me, if you will. It's still very pretty on the skin, but it is one that I reach for the least out of the Becca highlighters that I do own. But I do like it. We have this one by Nabla. This is in the shade Amnesia, and this is a really pretty one. I have not given this one as much love and attention as it needs, but this is a really pretty formula, and it's a really pretty shade. I need to really wear that one more. This is the Kosas Cream Blush, but I use them as like a blush and highlighter, so keeping this one. So I'll use this as a blush and this as a highlighter, and this one is beautiful. This is in the shade Helios. This is the original one, not like the intense shade one. Oh, this one is so good. However, this Kosas Longitude Zero highlighter I am going to declutter. It's just really light, and it doesn't show. I mean, it shows on my skin, but not enough to where I want to reach for it at all. So I am going to declutter this one. Here's a limited edition one by MAC in the shade Here Comes Joy. I'm still keeping this. Oh, I wore this one out when I first got it, and I still try to use it every holiday season just as kind of like a nostalgic piece of highlight that I use, because I mean, obviously came out in the Christmas time because of the star right here, but I love this shade too. It's really pretty. All right, we're gonna try to wrap this up. I got blushes, so we're gonna fly by these because most of these blushes, if not all of them, I'm keeping. So we have the Cover FX Blush Duo in Spice Cinnamon. Just beautiful, beautiful. My favorite way to wear these is to put the blush down and then top it with a highlighter shade. Gorgeous. All three of these Patrick Ta blushes I'm so keeping. So this is the shade Oh She's Different, and I love using it the way that Patrick Ta describes to do it, adding the powder first and then the cream on top. so good. And She's So LA, this is the one that I've worn the most and the one that I thought I would like the least because it looks kind of dull in the pan, but this is the perfect neutral blush for any makeup look I can do. It is stunning. And then this is Do We Know Her, beautiful like peachy coral type of blush shade that I really enjoy. So keeping those. My Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Walk of No Shame. Cannot get enough of this one. Like, as much as I keep telling myself, and this is as a recent reach for another blush, this is the one I keep going for. Beautiful neutral blush that just goes with any look that I could ever put on. And I just need like 5 more of these because I just love it so much. Then I also have this one in the shade Pillow Talk, and I like this one too. This one, it leans a little more cool against my complexion. So if I'm doing cool tone looks, I'll reach for this one, but love the formula as well. Do y'all remember when I could not get enough of this Pillow Talk Lip and Glow Cheek Color of Dreams blush? I wore this out this summer. As you can see, it's a little dirty, but this is so pretty. I love to pair these two together, the Pillow Talk Medium Highlighter with this blush. My cheeks would just be glowing to the gods, and I was here for it. I love the formula of that one as well. Here is a Too Faced blush duo, and Like My Melons. I got this one from TJ Maxx or Marshalls, and I thought this was really pretty. I don't really reach for it too much, but I have worn it a couple times, and I do like the colors in this one. I have these two blushes by Becca. So this one is in Tiger Lily. It's one of my favorite shades of blush to wear in the summer. So I'm going to keep this one for sure. I love a good orangey blush for the summer. This shade in Foxglove though, I'm going to declutter it because I almost decluttered it last year. Felt like I should have kept it. But I'm going to declutter it just because I don't reach for it too much. Here is a blush palette by Surratt. So this is in the shade Ponceau, Brilliante, and Cantaloupe. So I purchased this shade and then they sent me these two. These blushes are amazing. Surratt blushes are, the formula is just out of this world. It's literally like a cream to powder type of formula. I am going to be doing a full face of Surratt, so I'll keep y'all posted on that, but definitely keeping those. I have these 4 blushes by Minted Cosmetics that I won in a giveaway. So this is Clay Too Much, and I actually use this as a bronzer shade because it's deep enough for me to use as a bronzer. It shows up like a warm reddish brown. It's really pretty. This one is in the shade Pinky Promise. Reminds me of like NARS Orgasm Pink. Really enjoy it. This one is Buried Away. Beautiful to wear in the fall. And then this one is Peach for the Stars. Just beautiful. Gorgeous in the summertime. So pretty. Keeping those. Then I have this Bobbi Brown highlighter in Bronze Glow. I wanted this one for the longest, and finally got it a couple years ago. This is a beautiful highlighter. I don't wear it nearly as much as I should, but it's gorgeous. So I'm keeping it because I do like it. This is the Chantecaille, the Radiant Cheek Chic and Highlighting Duo in Coral. And this is really pretty as well. I wish the formula was not baked like it is because I feel like it is kind of hard to pick up on a brush. And I've gotten some different haired brushes recently, so I'm gonna try it again with those. But when I do wear it, it does look really pretty on the skin and the shades do show up. But I feel like the formula is almost baked too hard. So it's just hard to pick up. I love this Tom Ford blush duo. Oh, this is discontinued. It's in the shade Paradise Lust, but I got it from the cosmetic company store and like cannot get enough of this duo. It is so pretty. I love to wear this shade as a blush and then this shade as a highlight. Oh, I forgot about these Fenty bronzers. How could I? This is in Caramel Cutie. This was my favorite bronzer until Charlotte Tilbury came along. I love the neutral undertone of this bronzer. And I used to think it was like really like silky smooth, and it is not. Not compared to the Charlotte Tilbury one. And then I have the cream Fenty blush in the shade Teddy. This is more like a contour shade for me. I mean, it's still light. To me, it looks deeper in the pan than what it shows on the face. But the formula is nice. It does blend really nicely, and it leaves like a nice like light bronze look to the face. So I'm gonna keep that. All of my cream blushes by Fenty are here. I do not want to open all of them, but I have 8 out of the 10. So I really enjoy them a lot. I love the cream blushes more for this summer because they were light on the skin and they showed up nicely. I'll show you all my favorite one. Oh, I forgot about this cream. I forgot I had this Fenty highlight. This is the one in Fenty, no, Hustler Baby. This is a beautiful one too. Strawberry Daiquiri is my favorite Fenty blush shade. Beautiful. BH Cosmetics Glowing in Grease palette, y'all. This palette is seriously a gem at the drugstore. Seriously, a gem at the drugstore. I bought this one last year and like wore it out. I used it all the time, nonstop. And it's actually one that I'm not gonna declutter it because I love it. I just love it so much. I don't know if it's still available. If it is, I'll link it down below. I'm not gonna link all of the stuff down below, but if it is still available, I will link it down below. Every one of these blush shades work for me. Every one of these highlighter shades work for me. Oh, it's just beautiful. Like if you love blushes, you will love that one. Ingots blushes, I truly do enjoy. I did a review on all of these blushes and I think they are stunning. I love that there's a matte blush and then you have the highlighter that you can use on top of the blush to make the blush more shimmery, or you can just use the highlighter alone and, you know, have a really beautiful complementary blush and highlighter look on your face. This is the Lancome blush in Capitals in the shade 01, and they sent me these and I haven't used them yet. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Clearly I haven't used it yet. But I was like, I'm gonna swirl my brush in here one day and see what they look like. I typically don't buy blushes or highlighters like this because I don't know. I like for my highlighters and my blushes to be pressed in a powder form, but I am going to try it because, hey, I might actually really like it once I try it. And then lastly, but not leastly, I have the Colored Rain times Power blush palettes. This is in the shade called The Shots, and these are actually currently half off for $12.50, I believe, on Colored Rain's website. These are beautiful, beautiful and pigmented. And then I have this one in the shade called Damage Control. So gonna keep these for sure. And guys, I think that is it. I think I'm gonna declutter this one by Hourglass. I just don't use it. And I was keeping it because it was limited edition, but I'm not gonna use it. So I am gonna declutter that one. And then this one by, yeah, I'm gonna declutter this one by Marc Jacobs. I'm not gonna use it anymore. And it's really light. So yeah, so I have 6 products that I'm decluttering and I'm keeping the rest. And like I told y'all in the beginning, I did not think this was gonna be too successful, but at least you know what I like in terms of blush, bronzers, and highlighters. So thank y'all so much for watching this video and I really hope to see you, you right there in my very next video. Bye guys.